logged in into here and we can enable what we can say the sandbox right from here, right? So this sandbox is getting enabled and then you can directly come up here. So coming to the point, you will see into a home and this create resource. Create resource, come to a create. It will not ask for any free account or it will not ask for any other, you can say intra ID or student ID. By default, they are giving this concise subscription here. This resource group is already created. You don't need to basically do all this work. You can just say, let's say customer service app machine. Once you, this is a US based one. I'm not changing anything here. When to, I'm not changing this. This is also not changing because depends on our requirement. We can change it and we can perform. SSH key, yes, we need it. Azure user, username, right? And I will say it's a generate new key pair. Okay. So this is a key pair. We are generating it here. Customer service key. Then next, this will not change all other details related to disk or anything which is not actually required. अभी के टाइम में तो हमें इसके कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में हम कुछ चेंज नहीं. वर्चुअल नेटवर्क में भी we will not create any virtual network or subnet, right? It is already being, they have created a default virtual network. If you wanted to create, you can also create it. Let's say click on create. What type of range we need it? Let's say if you just wanted to say customer service machine, maybe we can call as e-com app we need. Okay. In one particular resource, we will just, it is, if you wanted to do some more changes, so you can add it that different range, right? Subnet, it is a default. If you wanted to add any other, so that is, we can just do it. Okay. So the range can be changed. So we have a new virtual network. It's like in VPC in AWS. So public IP, yes. Security group is basic. If you wanted to make it none, we will not go with too much deep. This port is inbound port is SH, that is opened here, right? We are not going to go with load balancer option, right? If you will go with the load balancer, then it will create it. So now we'll remove it. Management identity. So we are not doing any changes here into management. Then we can just come up here, something we can call for alert and diagnosis. We are not configuring this. Advanced limit, control data and cloud limit. We are not doing any other changes related for this, but if you wanted to do, we can do it. Major configuration is for load balancer, API gateway, the kind of security group, subnet, these things is very much required. Tag, we are not adding any such tags here, right? Next is tags, no tags here. Display name, customer service. Okay, simple. Review and create. It is asking for, so we have created one VPC also, and we are creating into a machine as well. You can just say create, download the key pair. This key pair we need it from connecting to a from this putty. I'm saving this PEM file in my downloads, right? That is, we're going to use it. Just wait for some time here. Once it is complete, and then we will trying to connect it from the putty. Now I will open the putty as well. You don't need to pay anything, but still you can learn. Terminal session. So it is saying this particularly here, deployment is complete here. Overview. We can also create a Windows machine. As of now, we have chosen that we can create another VM also, but we will not be going and explore other VM, right? You can go to home and you will see that machine. You can get complete details of this machine. You will get that IP address and everything also, right? So public IP address, we got it, right? That is, we are going to use it for connecting to a machine into a putty. Correct. Now, this IP address, we are going to use it into an Azure portal. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. We just need to get that private key file authentications, right? I'm just trying to check it. We need a putty gen also. To generate that key. Load that existing key. This key I have downloaded here. Let me just see. I'm not able to find out the key. I have .pem file. It's already there. But why I'm not able? We have this pem file. Now this pem file we will use it to connect it. But the machine is already created, right? The way if you wanted to connect through just in AWS or like this, just selecting a keys and then you can connect it, right? And Azure user is a basic user which you can use it for connecting to that machine. So let me just try 23.99.93.3. I have already put these details into a putty and then you can log in and you can connect it using that pm file. That's why we can just connect, and if you wanted to install anything or something like that, that is we can do it. Yeah, so majorly it is using the putty and we can put it and we can do it. Okay, any machine we can just do it. So that process for connectivity is very simple. Got it?
Yes, yes, because your recordings.
Connecting machine, I'm just trying to tell you that this is an IP address and then you already downloaded the key. Using that key, you can connect and install it. If you wanted to create it, something which we can call as Windows machine using RDP, we can connect and we can work on it. Okay.
It will look like our own computer, is it? Like
Yes. If you will create a Windows machine, it will be look like our own computer only.
nice.
Many people provide a learning lab. They create a many such virtual machines and they give it to participants using an RDP.
Yes. RDP is one client software I need to install or what?
You wanted to create a
RDP, what you're saying, no? So that I will need to have at my local.
It will be, you can create a virtual machine and you can perform some task and you can just do it Windows machine like this. SQL database. If you wanted to create a SQL database, you can also create an SQL database here. You can come and say, I'm just Azure offer. No, we are not looking for any offer as of now. Let's say for ecom app server, it will take up something. You can say here we need to select it. Okay, ecom app server, database name ecom app database. Okay, if you wanted to, then we need to create a server.
Okay.
Ecom app server. Machine was into a US West one. Here we are using a US East one. So maybe you can go with US West 2 or somewhere. I guess East one here, it will be better, right? Because we are just trying to explore here. So you can create a SQL authentication. SQL authentication, you can give that user ID and password to connect to database. Here you can say admin. This password we need to remember because this will be basically going to use basically when we are connecting to this database. It is a SQL server database.
Yes.
Coming back to something we can say pool. If you wanted to use elastic pool, we are not going to use it for development and production. Defaults in workload configuration can be modified here. If you want to try with the majorly, don't go with the production, try with the standard. Whenever we go with something we can call as for explore purpose. Backup storage, if you wanted to go ahead with the backup, you can just say. Now public endpoints, yes, we need it, right? Because we will also connect it. Allow Azure service and resources to connect to this server. Yes. Current client add as of now, maybe you can ignore it. That is also okay. Default connection policies, TLS. Next, security. Because default defender start free trial, no, not required as of now. Because we are not looking for correct. Enable secure enclaves, no. Add additional settings, right? Use existing data, none. Any sample data if you wanted to provide like this, you can just say tags. Again, display name. Here we can say ecom app server. Majorly we are just developing server. Like this, you can create it. Then review and create. We will get connection ID also. You see, I'm not paying anything. I'm not attaching my credit card also, but still you can claim
Yeah.
and explore it.
Right.
Right. Fundamentally, it's very simple and same. VPC, reason, right? Security group, firewall, these things you need to be very much comfortable, right? Generally, we will create all these resources into a same VPC, but that concept is remain same. We will not create a database into a public subnet. So it has to be into private subnet and then you can connect it to other resources. As of now, I have exposed to a public endpoint. Correct. But ideally, it should not be like this because if you wanted to try and test this database, you can connect from local also. For that purpose, that port and these things has to be opened. Inbound port and you can say outbound port setting, you can also check it because by default port for that server has to be opened.
Okay.
It's 1433 Oracle port. I just missed out. I don't remember exactly the port for Oracle, and there is a default port for Postgres, and so this port has to be opened when you are connecting, or you whenever you are evaluating, particularly the database server. Simple and easy.
Yes, yes.
You can also create a different other databases also, like Postgres, DocumentDB, MongoDB, supported database is also there. NoSQL databases, RDBMS, जो भी database हमें create करना है वो हम यहाँ पर just simple steps से create कर सकते हैं. अभी हमने एक ही बार sandbox activate किया है. In case यदि ये sandbox 59 minutes हो जाते हैं तो you can reactivate that sandbox on the same link. Majorly हमने यहाँ पर start किया था, correct? Creating virtual machines. इसकी 3 नंबर steps में you will see this sandbox activated, time remaining is 40 minutes. If you'll come up here, you can again reactivate this sandbox and you can refresh the page. You can again, you will be able to do perform some tasks.
Okay.
This way you can try and explore it. After 1 hour, it will, all resources will be getting deleted. Resource
Okay.
तभी delete हो जाए. तो जब तक ये complete हो रहा है, we will create some more resources. There is a concept of a serverless. जो AWS में हम बात करते हैं, AWS Lambda. तो यहाँ पर हमारे पास में app function का concept है, क्या? App function is nothing but the synonyms or the same kind of a concept which is we use it for creating something we can call as serverless implementations, right? Serverless के लिए still if you wanted to explore and see, you can also search it for, come here, search for Microsoft Learn Azure app function module. ठीक है, trigger and binding. So learn that. So maybe in one of these link you can find it out, that complete tutorial, and it can also give it to you for sandbox access, right? So you can create a Azure app function. It will be triggered based on that some events. Binding and these things we can just see and we can execute it. Coming back to here, as of now, database, it is still, I guess, taking some time. It is completed or not. Still, it is taking time to being created. Till that time, we will just wait for some more minutes. But let's try for till that time, it's, we can say, a Azure app function.
Okay.
So Azure app function, we will just try to create it. Flex consumption, high scalability with compute choice, virtual networking, pay as per, right? Majorly, all these app function or the serverless concept will be charged as per pay as you go. Whatever number of requests we are processing, based on that, it will charge it. No server management like this. Event driven, virtual networking, or this, if you wanted to go based on your requirement, you can choose it. Let's say we'll go for a consumption. Select without managing any server. So there is a lot of discussion between that. We have already created some videos with AWS Lambda with microservices comparison. We can also deploy our services for using that serverless concept as a Azure app function as well. Underlying language, you can choose it, which underlying language you wanted to choose. That is also you can choose, and you can create and you can execute the script. Let's say for email service, based on some event, we will trigger an email. That is something we can say. What is the underlying technology stack? Let's say if we choose as a Node.js, you can also expose the API, right? It is a Canada Central operating system. We will change, maybe put it as a Windows or Linux, whatever you wanted to. Okay. If you wanted to choose it Linux, you can choose it. If you wanted to choose it Linux, then you can just try. Storage, this storage account, we are just getting it. Otherwise, you can create a storage account. We are not going for any other diagnostic settings here, right? If you wanted to create, you can create it. Enable public access on virtual networking integration is only available premium and basic and standard, right? Virtual network integrations, we can just ignore it. You can also call some other APIs also from here with the execution of our code, which we are giving it. Application insights, we are not going to use it. If you wanted to connect with the GitHub action to push the content to your app, something is like GitHub action is nothing but the CI/CD. You can specify branch organizations and everything, and you can connect it. As of now, we are not pulling any code from GitHub, right? Basic authentication is not enabled here, so we will just remove it, right? Tag we are not giving, same tag we you can concept, you can just give it. So we just say to create. Okay, we'll say create here. So base, it is just an understanding purpose. What is all about a create app function, how you can create and how you can do it. Then you can create a function also. So
Okay.
this tutorial, you can get it from here. This tutorial will be coming up. Execute a Azure App function with triggers. Continue. You can get some idea. Execute an Azure App function with the HTTP request or HTTP trigger. Also, you can use it. How to invoke an HTTP trigger. You can see this exercise and you can complete the task also. So here it will also give it to you once you verify the account. It will give that activate the sandbox again, right? But we already activated a sandbox, so it will be getting deactivated. So I'm not doing this as of now. We will do it later.
Okay.
Like this, you can try this exercise. So there is also without any charges or anything, you can activate the sandbox and then you will explore this concept here.
Yes.
So it will take some time. Till that time, we will see our home and this is an email service. It is nothing but app service here. SQL database. Let's see, is this available right now? I guess it should be. Right, you see it is a database is available here. A lot of other details. If you wanted to see the connect to an application, see connection setting.
Okay.
You see ADO.NET JDBC connection setting, which is actually for as a Java developer we need it, right? So 1433 database. This is a user one password which you have given when we are created server. This is basically you need to give it, correct? So this is your SQL string to connect to this database, and then you can connect and you can start working on it, right? So this way, this database is ready and you can try and you can connect it. So till now, app function. Now again, coming to our email service, you can attach basically a function here. So, again, we come to email service. You can also create to a Azure portal, or maybe you can just say create function, or you can also use VS Code desktop or a Visual Code, right? And then you can also do it like this. We'll try getting started with the local setup. We can create a Azure function. This Azure function is nothing but the trigger when you want to execute this code and what type of code you wanted to execute it. Let's say time trigger based. It's like a batch job. Every 5 minutes, something you wanted to do it. Or if you wanted to trigger HTTP request, you can also run that HTTP request, and that is also you can just receive. The function will run whenever it receive an HTTP request, correct? Or maybe if you wanted to execute any time trigger, that is also you can do it. HTTP trigger, right? Authorization level is function as of now. I guess that is we need to check it out, because for this, I guess we need to activate this another sandbox, which is really helping to us, because there is some issue into this sandbox here, which we got it. But here, that's the way you can create it. The idea is creating a function is you can try and explore it, right? Using these templates, if you wanted to HTTP functions, or if you wanted to create a time trigger, right?
Okay.
So let's do one thing. We can just do here. I will, as of now, we got it how to create this function. So what I do, I will activate this sandbox, and then we will see submit. What it will do, it will be activating again, right? Our another sandbox. We will activate the sandbox here. Just activate a new sandbox.
Okay.
It will be deactivating that existing one. It will like activate this new sandbox here.
Nice. Okay.
We got that the full feature, rather than we are facing unnecessarily issues and these challenges, correct? We will
Yes.
try and explore the proper way. But here there is a complete details is also given. If you wanted to execute or something you wanted to do it, that is you can do it.
Okay. Okay.
Like this, we will try some more different options also on Azure, right?
Yes.
Now this sandbox, we have a larger time, 3 hours.
Oh,
Again, you
yes.
come here and I will refresh.
Hmm.
You will see, right? There is a resources are not available, right? Because they completely deleted these resources.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now again, we will try with that app function. They have given that new sandbox to us.
Yes.
Again, consumption, and then we can just see resource group. Concept of a resource group, I guess we need to refresh again because this page has to be refreshed, and maybe if there is a really challenges, then we can search. Okay, we in this subscription we are not getting, but ideally this has to be available. 1 minute, let me just refresh it because this sandbox is already activated, so we should not get and face any such problem. So let me, otherwise I will just close this and I will open, there is a new window, something we can call as portal dot. Once the sandbox is activated, ideally we should not face this problem. Resource group, create new, we won't be able to do it. Me one more time. Oh, I guess we need to, I just made a mistake. Actually, I need to go from here, this particular link. That's
Okay.
why we face. Now we should be able to do it. Hmm. Now it is okay. Again, let's say something we can say email service. One, two. Again, this stack is, we can say is Node.js, right? Operating system, we can say review. We can do some changes also. Networking and these places, we can also just try and check it out. Before going with this virtual network, public access on deployments, we are not using any. I will say review and create, and I will say create. We'll just wait for some time. And again, this normally whenever we create a app function, so app function जो भी होगा हमेशा वो ना multiple times, yeah, most of the times it will go with the API gateway. API gateway with app function. That is the best combination. Generally, people use it.
Yeah.
And this app function can be connected to some other applications or some other APIs also. It can get some events, right? So like this, here we can have a different kind of a triggers. Maybe whenever we received any message to particularly in queue, uh, or maybe time trigger whenever you receive any HTTP request or different kind of events. Go to resources. Yeah, you can say, let's say we choose a time trigger. Next, it will be a second, minute, hour, day, and like this, it's a cron job expression. And last is, I guess, day of the week or something like this. There is some challenges into creating this. You can also use a copilot to understand, and if you wanted to debug or something like this.
Oh, okay.
He's saying determining I can't assist. Okay, no issues. Let's go to again. Actually, we need to create the functions from. Come and see. It is saying app function we have created. Select the function tab in the center of the screen, right? Azure service and select all resources and create button on the functions. Majorly in selective identify. I guess we are doing something wrong. This is the type and this is the service and this is our app function. The function type is app function. We will click. Now you will have here is for create. Now I guess we came into a right point. Here you can use a time trigger. Next, and this is, I'm not changing that, but maybe you can try, but still it is saying some issues here. So time trigger is already enabled here. Sorry. So it's already created actually. So you
Yes.
see, definitely we got some error, but this is the kind of a code you can see, right? Code and
Mm.
test. If you wanted to test and run, you can test it, but this is the index job code, right? And then it will be getting executed.
Okay.
You can run and test it. Okay.
Yes.
Accepted. Output will be here. You can give the output and all these things also to test it. Application inside, but we can do them different kind of a testing here. Okay. As of now, do a refresh status codes. So if you wanted to integrate, then this can also be integrated with any other queue or something like that when you wanted to do something or any other task, right? So that output can also be, we can configure. So that email service code, which you wanted to put it here, that code need to be, you need to put it here actually. What is the task you wanted to perform, that will be come under here into this function. For email service and SMTP configurations and to whom you wanted to send it or something like this. This is the one particular way. Now let's create some more function here also. If you wanted to create a more functions, then again we will take it up for HTTP request. When we receive a request and we will save it to a database.
Okay.
Next, and we will take it as a two. It's okay, I guess. Take some more time. It is two. Maybe we will refresh it. Email service trigger two. Okay. Now here we can give some data. It is a Node.js APIs. We can specify the APIs. When we receive a request, what are the things we wanted to do it. Now it is completely come under our control based on that code and what task we wanted to execute it.
Okay.
Ideally is we do app service implementation is majorly for event based concept here, right? Or if you wanted to go ahead with trigger, right? Maybe batch job, this kind of a work we can do it, but not for receiving a request or not for receiving a response. Another thing is that last time we also discussed one of that Quarkus applications. So that is cloud native applications if you wanted to deploy and develop it. So you can also use Quarkus is one of the framework is much more suitable for deploy with go ahead with the serverless implementations. Depends on the choice. Now here the concept comes for system design, what type of services you will choose it, and also what is the permutation combination you will choose it. Do you wanted to go expose the REST APIs using a app function, or do you wanted to deploy on EKS, or do you wanted to deploy on something else like this? Taking a little bit time. Add input, output, and data. Here you can specify the details and code, right? And this particular code we can run, or maybe we can put our entire code if you wanted to save the data into database, or if you wanted to perform some other task like this. Okay, this is all about our app function, right? We can also create a talk about load balancer. So okay, load balancer. So Azure load balancer. Again, now is e-com service. Waste US. Standard traffic to a backend, gateway, or what type of you wanted to use it. So standard like this. Do you wanted to go with public IP? Yes, we wanted to go. Seasonal tier? Yes. Correct. Next, add a front-end IP, backend pool, add front-end IP configurations. One. Yes. Static. Gateway load balancer, we are not choosing it. IP4. Save. Econ. Actually, static IP or public IP is always chargeable in any cloud. Backend pool. What is the backend pool where it is going to connect it? In virtual network. Here we don't have anything in any backend pool, or maybe what we can say virtual network. It is not there because we have created our what we can say um, email service or app service into all resources. Let's go to home, and we can see this is email services into a it's in Canada Central. Let's see if we can create that load balancer into a Canada Central here. Create. Standard, regional, public, ecom app load balancer. Add ecom IP. Next. Now at least we should get that virtual network. Idea is we can create a type of load balancer and what is the algorithm which we are using to distribute the traffic.
Yeah.
These things we need to understand, and that's the way we can attach that load balancer. If it is an internal load balancer, it will can route it to traffic to different services, and also it can, if you wanted to go with for a database also, or maybe some other resources also we can connect it. Virtual machines, um, app function, and there are a lot of other resources. It can route this traffic to at the backend side.
Yes, yes.
Taking time. This is also you can explore without any payments and without any cost.
Yeah.
Simple and easy way to learn and explore this concept. And later, once you are little bit comfortable to creating 2-3 times these resources with some basic fundamentals, then you can set up the application using these resources and services.
Right.
Yes, we could have completed this code here, right? They have given some more code for triggering it, right? Add a query parameter like this. You can specify, right, in your browser, and this URL you can try and test it. HTTP complete testing also you can do it, but these issues and this particular process we haven't executed.
Yes.
This is maybe you can try and you can see to test your simple app. And it take a lot of time. Let me just see one more time here. Canada Central. But the idea is it's a remains same. Make it as a public, standard, regional, or global content IP, because we need to assign at least one public IP.
Okay.
Yes. Create my IP. Next. Backend pool name. No existing regional load balancer. Okay. Something we can say inbound rules. If you have any inbound rules you wanted to configure, outbound rules and tags. You can say review and create it. Inbound rules, how much traffic and port and IP, like your of this validation checks fail. I guess it is again basic. There is some challenges in one particular tab. Next. Inbound rule, outbound rules we are not configuring here, but still there are some challenges for which you need to see. Policy allowed resource type, right? What this allowed by policy, ecom load balancer. Maybe it is because of we are not getting a complete resource right on this sandbox. That could be the reason. Okay.
Yes.
But this is basically it is saying that resource was not disallowed by the policy, right? And we are not able to change the policy because we are just trying to explore it. But this way you can create it. There is a configuration you need to understand here. Backend pool, inbound rules, outbound rules, like this. Backend pools is normally you need to understand that where you wanted to connect, right? And the IP address and these things you need to allocate it. Static IP you can get it and you can allocate it. That's way you can attach that static IP to a load balancer and you can expose it to over the internet.
Yeah, right.
This is all about the load balancer. Scaling part, or maybe gateway. This same way we can also explore the gateway, but we are not sure about it, ki how much uh, access we have it on, but we can try it. Gateways. No gateways is being developed here, available here. But we can go again, create a resources, no gateways, create resource. And in the same way, you also have here, it's your auto scaling.
Okay.
We will search for gateway. Let's say application gateway. Application gateway, right? Load balancer offering a various traffic routing SSL determinations. And this is the application gateway for containers, containerized app. Com gateway enterprise also it is providing on Azure. Application gateway, ecom app gateway. Let's say we are not using any Spring Boot gateway. We can also use this gateway here. Enable auto scaling. Yes, so we can also enable. Minimum instance count is, let's say, for 2. Maximum count is 10, right? HTTP 2 enabled front end.
Okay.
Virtual network. Oh my God. Canada Central, we should get it one virtual network here. Let's say we create it, but we already have a one virtual network here. Ecom. If we wanted to change this IP range address, we can change it. But ideally, we already have it virtual network. There is a one more virtual network we have already created in this subscription. That is, it will be already available. Public IP address, front-end IP. You can add it again. Map. Next, backend. Backend is wherever you are sending that request to backend pool. That is nothing but it is a target.
All right.
It's a virtual machine or app service. Let's say in app service, we should get that our app service, email service too.
Yes, application gateway.
That is we have created already. Email service, add. Next configuration. Front-end IP, we already had it. Routing rules. Add a routing rules if you wanted to route it, let's say for based on that path or something like that. That routing rules we can use it. Rule priority is protocol HTTP, port is 80. Here it is also catch here. Do you want it to go on which particular port? Okay. So HTML file URL means if any other file URL if you wanted to give it, but it is we don't want it to configure. Let's say if we have the port here, it's for 8080. Something like that.
Yes.
Whatever port our server is running.
Okay.
Like this. Ideally, there we should also have it something is like target, and that is we already classified here, but based on the path and something like that, we can route it. Email service, backend setting name is port based, cookies based affinity, and then how you wanted to go with yes. Correct. Connection draining. Yes. Request timeout. Yes. 20 with new host name. Now there is a path based routing. That configuration also we can do it here and then we can create it. Next, if you wanted to get ecom app service display name. That is a second trigger which we use for API or HTTP ecom app gateway. Concept will remain same. For do you wanted to go with the path based or how you wanted to route it? Actually, this routing is really very important when you are implementing. Target, we already know that where we wanted to write. Front end is nothing but what will be the API you wanted to associate it, right? Like this. And you can say create.
Okay.
The target is view details. Oh my God. Here is also we are not able to create it because it requires public IP and there is a lot of other details. But this way you can create that API gateway and load balancer both. Main important point is that IP you need to attach it, right? What is that target? And then you need to create a backend pool, correct? This configuration tab is very much important. This here where we are routing or sending that traffic to, right? At the backend side, this is a front end IP where we connect and we can send it. This is the way you can create that simple database, or if you wanted to expose a service and you can connect from your database service to your app engine and you can save the data also, right? If you really wanted to explore some more topics, you can just follow this and then you can try and test it. If you wanted to install any softwares on Unix box, we have seen that virtual box and virtual machine, creating a virtual machine and you can execute. Maybe if you want to install a Docker, if you want to install Kubernetes or any other service you wanted to run it, your any microservice or something like that, install Java and you can run it. That's the way you can at least explore some of that services on Azure and you can take it and move forward.
Right.
Your remaining time for 3 hours, 20 minutes, but there is some limitations to use the resources and that access.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, got it. Nice one. It's great.
I guess the idea, if you wanted to, because most of the times we were trying to do, I am not going too much deployment and things like that, but we could have deployed our microservices also. But in
Okay.
one session, we can cover only a one particular service, not all other.
I see.
Right? Only one virtual machine we can set up and run that our application, right? Or if you just wanted to do something, you can say app service. If you wanted to run, we can write some logic into a app engine and into a trigger and we can do it like this.
Oh, I see.
So, but high level idea, you got it. If you know the technology, you can execute and you can run it. Simple.
Correct.
I guess if you are trying to apply for this job, you can try a little bit with this sandbox concept, right? See if you can make it. I guess majorly they are looking for infrastructure
Infrastructure.
automations and cloud formation template and the basics only. Not they are looking for high fundu services.
Yeah.
They are looking for Azure virtual machine, load balancer, storage and energies, right? Like this. And
Correct. Correct.
you see, as per your understanding. That is from my side today. Now we can see into some other session next time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So yesterday a few guys joined, no? Means I had sent your invite in one group. So in your webinar.
Acha, okay.
Nice.
I guess Prasad and Satya, they were into something. Okay.
I'll see if they can join. I'll follow up with them.
चलेगा मतलब if they are actually problem is not
Hmm.
related to what we can say